Hello ladies and gents, Ro here and welcome to NOandROfilms. Today we'll be continuing our Motion 5 tutorials, and in this tutorial we're actually going to be covering motion tracking. Let's open up our previous project and I'm going to show you guys what we did in our previous, we covered like simple motions, animations, and creating a project in previous tutorials. Be sure to check those out. But in this new tutorial we're actually going to be starting fresh with some actual footage that we can work on, because this is really cluttered and this isn't really the way you want to set up your project with everything, and like it just looks completely a mess. But we did cover a lot of things just to show you guys the basics, some text animations using the basic animations and options within our settings tools, and we got explosion in there, text falls away, put I love it in a cheesecake, and then also we talk about the inspector, the library, and all the items you can find just by searching them up as well. But for this example, we're going to actually delete this project. Actually, no, I'll keep it, but I'm going to quit it. And we're going to use our one motion down here at the bottom right hand corner. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we're going to use that as our primary project now. That way we actually have some footage we're working on that we're editing. That's what you do with motion. You basically edit it. After you've completed your main project within like iMovie or Final Cut, you can bring it into Motion and add additional effects and make it look better and that sort. So we're going to go to create project from file, and I have a file named motion one motion. So we're going to import as project. So we're going to begin right away. We have our group. It's named basically I'm gonna name this group, you can see it better down here, I'm gonna name the group my footage. That way we're actually categorizing everything, and my footage is within the group called one motion, and here's my my footage here. So we're also gonna create another group which is gonna be an image, but I'm actually just gonna drag it in and it should automatically create the group for me, and this one's gonna be called this group's going to be called My Images, and this is the cheesecake that we had in previous, and that is not how big we want it. So we're going to go to actually fit up here at the top right hand corner here. We've covered this in the previous tutorials, so you should know this. I'm going to go to fit, that way it perfectly fits, and I'm going to shrink the size of this just by, I don't know, like let's go pretty small actually, that way we can see it. And then within this footage actually I'm going to make the cheesecake only be about 10 seconds long, or around that, roughly that time, because you can see this is my footage here. We have a car drive by, you see me skateboard down right here, and then you also see me walk by with my hand out, and then the cheesecake appears, which is where we have it actually set right here, and then I walk back and then I ride my skateboard back up. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use only this last portion of my footage here, and this is where I ride back down with my skateboard. And what we're going to do is we use the motion tracking option, which can be found here. Before I begin, actually, you can use basic motion still, but it could be a little bit harder. You just set up a motion path if you know how it goes, but sometimes you find motion tracking a lot easier, and you might find it simpler to use. We're going to use the match motion, but there's also analyze the motion, which shows you where the motion's at. Then we also have stabilize. It makes the motion basically smoother, and then, well, unstabilize. And there's actually additional too. If you go to library and you go to behaviors and basic motions, it it's motion tracking. Show you some here, and then also if you do the search, you'll get additional options like motion. And here you have align to motion, motion path, random motion, snap alignment to motion. But the main one that we're going to use is motion path. So yeah, but I tend to use this option here on the right hand side more often, like motion tracking, and then motion move or motion path. Or motion path sometimes you can do actually probably for more accuracy. Probably recommend using motion path, but for this tutorial we're going to use motion motion move. I've actually said motion like over a million times now in this tutorial. But so let's begin. I'm gonna align this image where it goes out of my actual footage line, and the cheesecake appears right as soon as I start riding my board back. There we go. So we're gonna start it right there, the cheesecake. You can see my head just barely right there. I'm gonna put the cheesecake up here, and I'm actually gonna shrink it a little bit more, just the size of my head, and we're gonna motion track it straight to my head. That way it just like as if you see a cheesecake, like I come back and there's a cheesecake hat or a cheesecake on my head, which is going to be pretty interesting. So let's go to motion that's the wrong one. Motion tracking, match move, and we have it already selected here, so it should be underneath, and it should be If it's not already, if your motion moves appeared somewhere else, just drag it straight in under your image, not the group. Just drag it into the image. That way it's under the image. Now I just like to keep things organized, and you see here now it's under your image. You want to go to Inspector to see all of its details, and actually now you're going to want to basically track it straight to your head, well, what you want to track it to. And as you can see on your actual footage here, you see this little, it says the anchor, and you want to anchor this. If you look at the left hand side right here, you can see it has zooms in. Also on your main footage, it zooms in. You want to do it right where what you want it to follow, and I want it to follow my hair because it's like the darker part of the video, and I don't think anything else gets dark. I want it to follow this pixel here, for example. I'm gonna let go there. I'm gonna go to Analyze, and this shouldn't take too long. I'm just gonna hit Analyze, but nothing else. Just anchored it where I want to anchor it, and Analyze. Now it should go pretty fast. I don't know if you guys can see it's behind this, but it's following the motion. Or no, that failed. That really failed. Let's delete that motion. Nope, didn't want to delete that. So we're gonna start over on that because it followed the wrong motion. Go to motion again. It's in the image, and let's go back a little bit here, and we're actually gonna do it. Oh yeah, you see what I did? I didn't do it in time because I don't actually come out until a little later. I just noticed that. So we're gonna drag this out here a little bit and go back to the motion. We need to anchor it again after we see our face come out. So here I come again. Okay, there we go. This is what we should have done. Okay, now we're gonna anchor it to my hair, like right towards the front, because I believe I turned my head a little bit, and towards the front, darker parts right here. I think that's gonna be perfect, right? I'm just trying to get in a good spot right there, and we need to move the image back where it's covering my head actually, and just about there. So let's go back to the motion. It's anchored. Let's go to Analyze again, and hopefully it works better this time. As you can see, I don't know guys, you should be able to see it out here. As soon as it comes out here, you'll see it actually move with the, you see it's analyzing and it's creating the motion with my head, with my hair, and then it stops sometimes like this. Whenever it stops, that means it lost the anchor, meaning you like churned, or your face changed or something, or the color changed of a pixel. So you want to just anchor it back on to the forehead. Anchor it back on, and then you want to adjust your image as well. That way it's, well, actually I did not want to do that because I don't know if you guys noticed that moved the entire motion, which is not good. So go to the anchor and then adjust the image placement from there. And sometimes it's a little glitchy when you adjust it from here. I don't know why, but okay, let's do the motion from here again. Let's go back to Analyze. Should continue right where it left off, and let's see, it just lost it again because I turned my head again. And we're gonna place it right to the front again, and we gotta move the image, which jumped all the way over here for some reason. Okay, where did it go? It's weird. I've never actually had this happen before. It's the image is completely flying to a different place. So I'm gonna go back to Analyze again. So, but fall, nope, it lost it again. Honestly, if you're not moving as much as I am here, it should be a lot easier motion tracking done. And let's move this image again, just right on my head. Continue with the Analyze. I'm gonna do Analyze until wow, I must have been moving my head a lot. I should have thought twice about this when I recorded this outside. Make sure I keep my head straight. But then, there we go. And go back to Analyze. The image is a little bit behind, which we'll be able to fix and after this here. There we go. Go back to Analyze. Dang, this is being very difficult right now. Back to Analyze. I don't know why it's stopping like that. It just should be one smooth motion. Okay, go back to analyze. There we go, that's what we want to do. Just keep moving, but not stop. Analyze. And that's about it. That ends the end. That's to the end of the footage there. And then if we go scroll through our timeline here, we can actually see where the image is at the entire time. It's actually, it looks like it decreased in size here too, which I didn't do exactly. But okay, let's begin from the start here, and let's see how the motion turned out. You can see the motion path, entire motion here. So we're actually gonna just deselect it. That way we can see like normal footage, and we're gonna play it from here. Let's take a look at this. And Cheesecake is following my head. And there you have it. And then you can also just adjust it more, like let's say you want it to be bigger or you want it to get smaller. That can all really be adjusted through the actual motions here, and you can by going to the image and actually changing the size of it as well. But then if you do that too, it's going to change your motion a little bit too. You got to take that in effect as well. See how much that changed it. That was a bit far. Let's go here. Increase the size of it, and it really covers a lot more part of my body. And there you guys are. That's basically motion tracking. There's a lot more you can do with actually motion tracking. As you can see, there's other options here. Be sure to play around with all of them. You'll probably find motion path or using these basic motions. Like you can set the points, point out, or like you can set the points where like you want it to go along with your footage, which sometimes and you can change the speed of it as well. That way it keeps up with your footage. But other than that, that's motion tracking. I'm going to be trying to cover masks in the next tutorial. Somebody asked me about that. I will try to get to that next tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Later.
Let my life be the proof of your